Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest film interviews, features, and recommendations on the movies that matter.
Balaji, it's good to see you. Balaji, you've now directed a film. You've got, of course, Mookuthi Amman, which you're also starring in. And I believe that the idea came to you after you visited a temple in Nagarkoil. Now, you know, most people go to the temple to ask God for good health, good wealth, but you came back with a story idea, with a plot for a film.
First of all, Rajeev, thank you so much for having me in the show. I'm a big fan of you. And this one, I wanted to say, like, I went to temple to pray for my mother-in-law who was not well. So she was in Nagarkoil and she was not well. I just went to this temple. I saw the whole place, the entire town of Nagarkoil. It was so beautiful. So I didn't know what film I wanted to make next, but whatever film I wanted to make, I thought I will have to make it start from Nagarkoil. It has to be shot in Nagarkoil. It's so beautiful. And suddenly, like, then I got an idea of making PK in Tamil. So that's when I came to Bombay. I met Rajkumar Irani sir. I met him and I pitched my idea, my version of PK. He really liked it. And then he quoted me a number for the remake rights that is already sold to another company. So that number is equal to my film's budget. So then I thought, okay, probably I can't make a commercially viable film if I have to get the rights and make a film. So then I started writing my own script. That is Mookuthi Amman.
Now, Balaji, you have the lovely Nayanthara in the film, and you know, who gets top billing in the trailer as Lady Superstar, very correctly and very rightly. She, of course, plays the Mookuthi Amman, you know, your family deity. Now, you have a great friendship with her, don't you? You call her Tangachi, which of course means younger sister, although she's a little older than you. What was it like directing her? And you know, since of course, you know, you're friends with her, since you're friends with Vignesh.
First of all, like we started knowing each other from the day that we acted in Naanum, Rowdy, Dhaan, directed by Mr. Shivan. So we became kind of good friends from then. Like we part of each other's good things, bad things. So that's the relationship I had before this. And even for this film, I didn't go and approach her because thinking that I have a great relationship, so let's not spoil that. So I didn't approach her for a long time. And that's when suddenly I got a call from her saying that you have narrated this to a lot of people. You didn't narrate it to me. Correct. So I just went to a house immediately. This was 4:30. By 5:30, I was in a house. I narrated the first half. She said, I'm very happy. I will be part of this film. But after that, whatever that happened in the set, she's a thorough professional. To be in an industry which is dominated by males, she's been in top of her game for the last 16 years. Last 16 years, she's in A game. Like still, she is the most sought after female actress. That's because she's thorough professional and she's very dedicated. Imagine you saw the trailer, you saw Amman get up, everything. She takes exactly 10 minutes to change that into another getup and come to the spot. There's a scene where we were shooting at 5:30 in the evening. So I have to change my kurta. I said, like, I will be changing another 5 minutes. I will go to that location. Can you come in another 10 minutes? She was there much before me. Sari changed, everything, costume change, hairstyle change in 10 minutes. So that's what makes her very special. And that's what is still keeping her #1 in Tamil.
But what's it like directing someone that you're friends with? You know, when you have that comfort and you have that level of familiarity, what was it like directing her? Also, it was your first film as director.
See, first thing to direct a film, like earlier I wrote the story, screenplay, dialogue, and also assisted in a film called LKG. That was my previous film. That's right. And even in that film, I had all my friends working along with me. The only reason is like I get a lot of confidence when people trust me 100%. Imagine somebody come to your spot with doubts whether this boy will be able to deliver or not. That takes away a lot of your energy. So Nayanthara being a friend, that gave me a lot of confidence because she trusted me. She trusted my ability, my team. So it was not very difficult actually because we wrote everything. Everything was in paper much before the shoot. We didn't shoot any single dialogue extra or a single shot extra because everything was on paper. So it was very easy actually to handle Nayanthara, and also like a legend like Urvasi ma'am. She's been around for 40 years now. So it was very easy actually. It was we had a comfortable shoot in Nagarkoil.
You know, Nayanthara plays that goddess, and there are some lovely moments in the trailer. I don't want to give it away for those that may not have seen it yet. You know, why was she right to play that goddess? Because this is a larger than life character. You know, this is obviously someone who's ethereal and who's not a mere human. I mean, given that you didn't approach her originally, given that you weren't intending to ask her, would you have lucked upon someone better than Nayanthara for this part?
See, to be honest, I wrote the script having Nayanthara and Anushka in my mind. So these are the two people who can actually carry this role because it's a superstar role. I'm saying, be it an Ajit sir or a Vijay sir, they are all superstars here in Tamil. So these people have a great charisma on screen. Likewise, Nayanthara, Anushka, they bring a lot of screen presence. They bring a lot of charisma to the characters that they play. So I have a very heavy message, that has to be conveyed very seamlessly. Like it should not be preachy. So imagine of somebody of her stature playing a god and saying things that I want to say as a director. So I wrote keeping Nayanthara in mind, but I didn't approach her because I was like, I always, when people say no to me, I'll think, oh, something is not right with the story. But the moment she said yes, I think she said yes because it's a mass film. It's a film like director Shankar sir or Rajkumar Irani. They do the mainstream film with a lot of message.
Correct.
In an entertaining way, and mostly with heroes. The hero is replaced by a heroine in this film. So she's got a lot of things to do in the film.
Right. You know, given that this originated as a remake of PK, how far have you moved away from that in your own version of this script?
To be honest, I've retained the core. I like what PK says. Like PK says, it is a film about God we created versus God who created us.
Right.
So I think that is the soul of the film, and I wanted to retain that soul and create a universe of my own. Like I created a universe. The film is about a family. The film is about a family, how the family which believes that God will come and change everything about their life, realizes on the journey that it is only us. If we have some confidence and courage, we can change everything about our lives. So it is about a family's journey. That is the film. And the God versus God-man angle is a larger part of the film, larger message of the film. So I've created a universe where I've retained the soul of PK, I should say.
Right. You know, religion is such a tricky subject today, Balaji. It's one of those things that frequently triggers controversies. We've heard of, you know, films getting stalled and books getting banned and, you know, film titles and characters' names having to be changed. Did you have any apprehensions when you started work on this? I mean, even the villain of the film is a corrupt godman. I mean, did you have any worries about what troubles you could run into?
See, to be honest, I was like as a team, we were very cautious of what we wanted to show and what we don't want to show. I've been a radio jockey for 15 years now.
Yeah.
The first thing they taught me back in 2000, early 2005-06 is like, you can't touch religion, you can't touch politics.
Correct.
Because FM stations are not licensed to speak about them. All these 15 years, this is always in back of my mind where I don't speak on certain things. Even in this film, like we were very conscious, like we will not say things that are not right. So we will shy away from any controversy, any politics. So when the trailer that you saw online is a censored version, and we had some 10 seconds of it was removed from the censor. But we can still go and upload online because online doesn't need a censor certificate. But we chose to remove it because we want to stay away from controversy, because this is not a film that created to create controversy. Like my previous film, LKG, if you can say something like that, I will be, yes, I want controversies out of it because it's a political film.
Right.
We were taking a dig on all the politicians, like it was a current affair film. Now this film is about a family. It is about a lot of good things, emotions. So we didn't want it to be taken away because of controversies and political parties or religious outfits coming and banning us or probably protesting against us. So we made sure like we stay out of all those things.
You know, Balaji, how much has your role as a commentator, because you've been a radio jockey for many years, you've been a film critic also, and I know that you stopped reviewing films because you felt that people didn't have a thick enough skin. The film industry, actors and filmmakers were taking offense to your criticism. I want to say, as a commentator, as someone who's observed and who comments on that through his through his role as a radio jockey, through his role as a critic, how much of that has helped, turn into this storyteller, this script writer, and this film director? Is that born out of your role as a commentator?
See, I've been this person all my life, where I've been in touch with people and their emotions. I'm part of their life. Like now I do cricket commentary.
Yeah.
Just for the pure fun of, I love the job. So I dedicate 60 days of my life every year to give it for the channel to be a part of cricket commentary. Now, wherever I go, any nook and corner of Tamil Nadu, they were like, if I'm not there for 2 days, they're like, where did you go? Why you didn't come yesterday? As if I'm their milkman or their housemaid. Like they take a lot of liberty in calling me as part of them. So I think being an RJ, that gave me a lot of, I became close to people. And I feel very good because I can derive stories from their life now. Like I'm in touch with reality. So that is what helping me to write stories that are relevant, or probably people are able to connect to the emotions or to the jokes, because I'm still in touch with people and to the reality.
As an actor, you worked with some very good directors, including Mani Ratnam, of course. Tell me, what did you learn, or what did you get from observing these great directors that helped you in directing your film, perhaps?
Rajeev, to be honest, I failed in my 12th standard.
Right.
So when everybody wanted to become engineer, I said I flunked in 12th. Luckily, I got into an arts and science college. And then I became an RJ because I didn't know anything about RJing. I became an RJ. I did that job well. Everything else happened. So in films, I did 25 films before LKG as an actor, as a supporting actor, as a comedian. So like I was like little embarrassed about the roles that I did. I didn't like any of them, like most of them, sorry. I didn't like most of them. I stopped acting. Then I thought probably I should write for myself. That was LKG. But these 25 films have taught me something. Like I've learned, my first film director is called Sundar C. He has done so many big films in Tamil, right from Rajini sir, Kamal sir has acted with him. So he's a big director. So I just did one film. So he told me on a lunch break on the second or third day, my idea of making a film commercially viable is like I take the entire cast and crew to a place in a remote village or to Ooty, to somewhere, make them stay for 30 days. They will not have anything else to do. I'll finish the film in 30 days and come. Exactly, I have replicated Ooty, Pollachi to Nagarkoil. I've taken the entire cast and crew there, finished my... So little, and once I was working with Mani Ratnam sir, I have to say, oh, like this, oh. He asked me, what are you doing? I said, sir, shock. Then he asked me, who said you have to turn for shock? I said, for 25 years, I've been watching films. In all my film, in all the film, shock means they will turn like this. So he said, bad learning. You have to unlearn that. So somewhere it got registered here. So in this film, when my sister says something, I have to react in shock. I was like, not this. I was like looking at her eyes, emoting. So like all these little things, as a writer, as a director, that I picked from my friends, from my directors, it has helped me in a way because I'm just taking baby steps. So these people and working with them have great effect on whatever that I've done in this film.
Even as an actor, actually one of the films that you got a lot of praise for, wasn't it Naanum, Rowdy, Dhaan? I want to ask you, again, watching someone like Vijay Sethupathi, who's really such an immersive kind of actor, what does one pick up? Do you feel like there were learnings from all of these experiences where one has had opportunities to work with fine actors as well?
See, Naanum, Rowdy, Dhaan was I thought was my last film because before that I've acted in few films and I didn't like my work. I thought, okay, let's not embarrass myself. I was always like feeling happy and proud about my work as an RJ, as a stand-up comedian. So I was like always happy with whatever that I was doing. But films, I was feeling small to people. Like I was feeling very small. So Naanum, Rowdy, Dhaan was like a litmus test. When the film released, when people liked it, and I felt, oh, I've done a decent job. I thought probably I have a career here. And a major part of that goes to Vijay Sethupathi, Nayanthara, and Vignesh Shivan, because these people were more like friends than a team. And I've learned being part of a A.R. Murugadas, Mahesh Babu film, or Mani Ratnam film, or Naanum, Rowdy, Dhaan. I've learned one thing. The moment you feel he's Vijay Sethupathi, he's Mahesh Babu, he's Mani Ratnam, the moment I felt I lose myself. So one good thing about is like I was never worried about let him be Vijay Sethupathi, I'll be myself. Let him be Mahesh Babu. So that's when I started learning. I was able to emote, and I think Santosh Shivan sir told me once, you're very natural in front of camera. You don't do anything artificial just because it is on. That is your strength. So I kind of learned it because I was present in front of these people and I was not intimidated.
Right, right. You said, I read that you said somewhere that you have enough material to make 10 sequels to Mookuthi Amman. Is that true?
No, it's false. It was, see, I was like, see, imagine I'm in Bombay right now. I went from Bombay to Chennai to finish this film in 10 days, give the final copy to my team and come back here. And suddenly somebody asked, what about Mookuthi Amman Part 2? I said, I will make 10 parts, but not now. Well, see, I don't like to make the obvious choices. Like even after LKG, people said, what is next UKG? So you're going to do LKG Part 2 because it's commercially viable. It's a hit film. So it is easy to make you just call that as LKG 2 and sell off. So I don't want to make obvious choices like Mookuthi Amman Part 2, Part 3. No. So I want to explore like Ayushmann Khurrana, what is he doing in Bollywood? So that space, I think for a long time, people are not experimenting with that kind of roles and films here. So I wanted to get into a space where I am able to do variety of stories. Like, so I don't want to do Mookuthi Amman Part 2 or Part 10 right now.
Okay. Now, it's interesting that you've written a film about God and about religion and karma and good deeds, of course, in a year when everyone is really thinking about these things, isn't it? I mean, it's on top of everyone's minds right now. And I'm reminded of those videos that you made. I think it was the year 2014. Those where you really randomly took on these social initiatives, wonderful things. I mean, whether you were feeding biryani to the impoverished, or you put out that video which said RJ Balaji abusing Sachin Tendulkar, which actually had nothing to do with you abusing. You did no such thing, but you used that as a device to draw attention to a young girl who was unwell and to raise donations for that. Also, Hello Coimbatore, I think on that show is where you spoke a lot about social issues. What is your wish for humanity? Clearly social issues mean a lot to you, Balaji. What is your wish to humanity in a year like this, the one like this, which has been such a challenging year for everyone?
Rajiv, to be honest, like I was like 25, 26 when I did these things. And 2015, Chennai floods, me and my friends, we gathered people, boys and girls, volunteers, and we helped quite a few men in Chennai, and a lot of small things we do. And I was very impulsive in everything. Like I just feel like doing something, I was doing it. And then for the last few years, we can visibly see the world has changed. The social media has changed. There are a lot of hatred, negativity. So that's when I went back to a shell and I realized like it is not important to fight every battle. I fight battles that I believe in. I imagine I'm being in social media. I've stopped using social media regularly because imagine you are locked inside a room with 10 people. They are angry all the time, 365 days. Why do you have to stay in that? I don't want to stay in that room. So I'll rather be in my own space, create my own films, which has something to say. Then being in Twitter or Instagram, say 24 hours, I say, see, we helped during Chennai floods. And suddenly one random day, Siddharth, my friend, he calls me and says, people are abusing me, thousands of them. I asked for what? You came for Chennai. Where did you go for Kerala? Why you didn't come? So see, you are in a world where you're constantly picked. Right. And there is a video of a child which is celebrating its first or second birthday with family. There are some 15 dislikes in that video. So imagine you have so much dislike, negativity that's happening. So my idea of like the other day I went to a college, I was talking there, you can't change the world. And any individual is not powerful enough to change the world, but you have a world of your own that you can change, that you can inspire. So I want to create films, and my message to the world for this at this scenario is you can change your house, people around you, your street. And you're powerful enough to do that. And during lockdown, I was able to give grocery for the 200 people who are working in my unit. So that's the least I could do. So I think the change or anything that we have to do should start from people with 5, 6 of us, 10. That is great. If you're bringing up two valuable, responsible human beings as your son and daughter to the world, if you can teach your son to respect a girl or a woman, then that's the best thing that you can do the humanity. I'm saying we just have to think selfish, small, so we can create a change.
Those are wise words to live by, Balaji. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm looking forward to watching the film. I know that Mookuthi Amman drops on Disney Plus Hotstar. Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to see the stars, number of stars from you, Rajeev. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you, Balaji. Thank you.